So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed a gathering of old friends and new friends and strangers and people to the right and left and down the middle, and a gathering of people to recognize Orange Shirt Day. We recognized Orange Shirt Day today, and so the service was a little different than usual. We changed the order of things, and at one point, as we lit the Christ candle, that flame became the flame to allow for the smudging. And our friends, Reverend Evan Smith and Jess Swantz, smudged for us today. And they drummed for us today, the traveling song. And they shared with us the story of the orange shirt and the little girl Phyllis on her first day to residential school, dressed up for her first day of school in her orange shirt, and upon arrival the orange shirt was taken away from her, that she might better fit into the expectations, to the rhythm, the routines, and the ways of the residential school. And so she never got that orange shirt back, and it becomes for us a story of the truth of not just residential schools but colonialism, when we take people's identity and we strip it away and we never give it back. We imagine somehow that it's ours to take and ours to give, when in fact what we acknowledge today is that we are all children of God, and all distinct and unique and glorious and wonderful, and we should be able to wear orange shirts and yellow shirts and bright blue hats, that we are all children of God. But today especially, we acknowledge our history with residential schools and Indigenous Canadians. We commit ourselves to striving to be better relations, to be in better community, to live respectfully and justly with those with whom we are already in covenant, and to covenant with those with whom we are not yet in relationship. So we did that today, and it was wonderful. It was powerful. It was important just to take that moment to recognize our past, and to envision a future, but more to engage in the present, that together we can learn, together we can grow, together we can honor, so that we can hear the stories of the past and not shy away from them, so that we can confess our guilt, our shame, and know that it isn't crippling, it isn't paralyzing, but in fact it can be inspiring as we build a future together. And then we also heard the gospel. We heard the gospel from Mark, when Jesus tells us that if our hands cause us to stumble, we should cut them off. A foot causes you to stumble, cut it off. If your eye causes you, tear it out. And we struggled with that, what that could possibly mean. It's such a harsh reading. But I threw my notes away today, and I just focused on the reality that there are many things to which we are attached, where we would be better if we would just cut them off. As much as we're used to them, accustomed to them, there are jobs that we should leave because they're killing us. And there are things that are more important than making more money. There are relationships that sometimes we do need to end because they drain the life from us, and we try and try, but we don't want to be quitters. We don't want to be losers. And so we stay when in fact it's time to cut. I acknowledge that privilege is one of those things to which we can become easily addicted, and we have. And as much as it brings us comfort and position, and we think a sense of security, very often that privilege is rotting us from the inside. It's making authentic relationship impossible. It's making it so we can't sleep at night, because deep down we know the truth. And so Jesus' message is not one of bloody mutilation, but an invitation to cut ourselves off from those things that do not give life, that lead us astray, even when we're used to them, even when our culture's built around them. Yeah. We did that today. We talked about privilege. We talked about residential schools. We talked about privilege. We talked about what Jesus taught us, and we talked about our hope as a community to make a difference, beyond our walls, in our homes, in our places of work, in our world. That's what you missed at Jubilee today, but hopefully you won't miss many more, because we miss you, and it would be good to have you with us as soon as you can do it. So until we see you, know that you are in our prayers. God bless.